So a case of art imitating life in Cape Town. Here in Johannesburg, the Joburg Theatre is to welcome back arts and entertainment lovers to the Mandela Theatre today for a special evening of world-class opera with Cantiamo Mzansi Opera Celebration. It's directed by Marcus Tebogo Desando, and the production will feature the internationally renowned voices of Kimmy Skota, Kelebogile Besong, Thesele, Kemane and Phenye Modiane, with Paul Ferreira on piano. The choir consists of 20 singers from Katlehong, Johannesburg South and Soweto, ranging in age from 16 to 35. And of course, to tell us a little bit more about this, to give it even more color, Lindiwe Lekasapa, very good evening to you. Thank you so much for speaking to us. So let's talk about first, how long is the production itself, and which music maestro's music does it feature?
Good evening, and thank you so much for having me. The show is supposed to be 60 minutes long, but from yesterday's performance and with everyone singing along and happy to be back in the theatre, it is now about 70 minutes long.
Oh, okay. So it's an extra bonus 10 minutes.
It's an extra bonus 10 minutes where you're trying to ask the audience to please keep quiet so we can continue with the show. But I mean, we understand the excitement. We understand that they've missed the theatre. This is something that they've really been wanting to do for a long time, for the past 8 months, actually. And finally, you know, just to be back into the theatre, it's been amazing.
So I believe you'll be featuring the music of Mozart, Don Giovanni, Verdi's La Traviata. Tell us a little bit more about this.
Yes, so we wanted to celebrate Mzansi voices. We've got enormous talent in South Africa. I mean, and they're performing all over the world, and they're doing all sorts of music, and we wanted to celebrate that, but with different music from different opera productions. So, you know, people can look forward to listening to music from Linois, Di Figaro, from Macbeth, from Don Giovanni, from La Traviata, and also some of our favorite South African composers, you know, music from Mohau Mogale, who composed Tamalakwani, which is a tribute to Setswana, composers such as Abo Pelelani Mnomia, who composed Ungabe Usangi Kalela Na. You know, so those kind of musical compositions that are from South Africa. I was Busiso Njeza, for instance. So yeah, it's an amazing program.
I mean, just looking at the pictures of the set, of the wardrobe, the design alone, I think it tells a story, as you said, a melting pot of all of this wonderfulness. Now, how did this idea of Cantiamo, you know, get to be born, and who was part of the creative team?
Okay, so this idea came from our CEO, Ms. Xoliswa Ngema, Ndineni Ngema. And she wanted to celebrate getting back into the swing of things, right? And as we know, as South Africans, you know, music is in our blood. We sing when we are sad. We sing when we are happy. We sing all the time. But opera is, it's not celebrated that much. So we wanted to highlight the talent, but as well as celebrate with everyone, with music that is so unique and so classical. And we brought she brought the idea to us as the programming team. And then we engaged Marcus Tebogo, who's directing the show, and he loved it. So Marcus has been in the opera scene from like the 90s, and she loved the idea, and he just wanted to run with it. And we thought, okay, well, you're the perfect man for this job. Tell us what you want. And we just put everything together. So we have been planning it. We started planning it at level 3 of lockdown without even knowing where we would be right now. Initially, we wanted to just have it as a streaming production. However, when the level 1 was announced, we then decided, you know, actually people miss the theatre. So let's open up and let's open the doors and let's see how many people are going to come. We were overwhelmed by the amount of support and the amount of people that were like, oh my goodness, I have to see this. I have to come through. So yes, that's how the idea came about.
So that's what I'm thinking about. I mean, you mentioned you had a performance yesterday, you have one today. Is that the end of it? As in, does it just end at the theatre, or are you going to be able to provide online content, and is this perhaps going to be extended to the next week or other weeks?
We will definitely be streaming it, and the streaming dates are Saturday, tomorrow, the 24th, and Sunday, the 25th. It will be streamed through our website, so people can get tickets for the streaming if they were not able to make it yesterday and today. And the streaming tickets are just 70 rands. So we've made it very affordable, given that, many of us were constrained and were not able to work over the past months. So we've made it very affordable for everyone to be able to watch it and enjoy this masterpiece.
And I'm sure there are many who are watching, who are intrigued, who are feeling just as I am, just that sense of nostalgia, and certainly listening to great opera music. Temptation after all of this heaviness of COVID-19. Thank you so much for speaking to us. As you saw, Cantiamo Mzansi Opera Celebration taking place at the Joburg Theatre, and that there was Lindiwe Lekasapa from the Johannesburg Theatre, who is a producer. Coming up after 8 o'clock, we will be speaking to our U.S. correspondent, Sherwin Bryce Pease, for news on how the final debate between Trump and Biden went down with 11 days to go before the U.S. election. That's all coming up. But for now, we look at your news headlines. Farmers counting their losses after raging fires in the Northern Cape, which have spread to the Free State. A Northwest mayor and a municipal director in court in Potchefstroom for alleged fraud and theft of 5 million rand. Trump and Biden squaring off in a tamer debate, others say, touching on COVID-19, climate change and racism in the USA, among others. Our hot button topic today is about the Civil Union Amendment Bill, which prevents marriage officers from refusing to conduct same-sex marriage as it has now become law. Some are calling it draconian. We want to hear what your thoughts are and why, if you support that statement. If not, please also expand a little bit more about it. Perhaps you're one of those who has experienced hostile marriage officers. Share your experience with us, please. So let's go to the tweets. Remember, you can send us videos and voice notes as well. Sibabalo, you're saying if any official feels that they shouldn't be conducting same-sex marriages because of their beliefs or religion, then they should leave and focus on their religion. In the workplace, our personal choices, beliefs and religions should be left at the gate and then service everyone equally. And Tao, your view is that when anyone in the Republic is recommended by whatever institution to get the certificate of officiating weddings, they study laws of the Republic, not the Bible, not the Quran. The Republican lawsuits must start taking people to task. Equality all the way, says Tao. You may have a view, please share it with us. We appreciate videos as well. Of course, we'd like to know where our viewers are watching from and what they're doing on a Friday evening as we take you through the top stories of the day, both locally and internationally. So have your say, +2766 479 8056. Join in on the conversation. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on sabcnews.com. You'll also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back with sports shortly.
Our infrastructure build program will focus on social infrastructure. We will focus on critical network infrastructure.
economic recovery plan for South Africa post-COVID-19. Did you get a sense that this is a plan that would be helpful in any way?
This is just a complete waste of time. It's not going to be done.
Has the president touched on the right elements to grow South Africa's economy?
I'm not optimistic about this infrastructure plan because it doesn't answer a very important issue.
Did it offer you anything of substance?
No, well, we welcome it, Arabile. The question is whether we can afford them, whether they're implementable in an urgent time frame.
In this tough COVID-19 times, the nation looking to government for solutions. But the fight against the pandemic has been plagued by widespread corruption. The lives of frontline workers put at risk and citizens denied of much needed aid and personal protective equipment. The president assured the nation that he would deal with corruption decisively. Will there be any action against the corrupt, or will it be business as usual? Watch SABC News for ongoing coverage on COVID-19 corruption. SABC News, independent, impartial.